Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to the brethren. I want to talk to you today about something near and dear to my heart. I want to talk to my brothers, man. I want to talk to the men, mainly. Secondly, I want the sisters to observe and to think about this within themselves, because our sisters play a part in this, in the enabling of our brothers to be less than what they're capable of being. Right? Just to give you a little bit of a testimony. I've given this testimony before, right? But prior to coming into this truth, when I was in the world, you know, for one, I didn't come up with uh, a father, you know, or a daddy even, uh, or at least one with structure, one with self sufficiency, and one who taught self sufficiency, and one who taught, about manhood and about rising to the occasion, right? I come from a place where people are affected by the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Well, well, women lead them and cause them to err. Because what the heathen has done, man, the heathen has made it to where the black man is number two and the black woman is number one. You know, whereas little black boys are told that they are too active, that they won't sit down, they won't listen in school, and the black boys are sent to detention, and the black boys are sent home early. The little girls are allowed to stay. The little girls are allowed to continue in the system. The black boys are shipped off to prisons, to group homes, sometimes, in the foster care, right? And the women become, schooled and learned in this Western system. The women get the jobs, they get the good paying jobs, they get the, you know, um, they get seen when they put the application in for the apartments, when they put the applications in for the houses, right? Whereas the men, get turned away, they get discriminated, you know. Not to say in every scenario the woman is allowed, right? Our women get discriminated and persecuted as well, but not to the extent of the men. Because the heathen goal is to create disorder. Because where you have a strong man, you have a strong family, right? You have a man that will keep his family in order, in the order that he deems fit. You know, uh, whereas for me in my house, the order of the day is righteousness, as the scripture says. That's the order that I deem fit. Now you have other orders. You got Islam, and you got some military fathers, and you got all different brands, right? But anyway, back to this system that uplifts the woman and lowers the man, right? Um, you have it in you have it in Section 8 housing, in food stamps and WIC and things of this nature, right? Health insurance. The woman is favored above the man. So because the men, a lot of times their schooling got cut off It's a rapper said it's an accomplishment to pass 8th grade. A lot of the men get cut off in the 7th grade, 8th grade, to where they go off into a life of crime and adult school to try to get their GED, or they get cut off. And the women go into high school years and college, and they get into nursing is a hub for our black women. Nursing, healthcare, uh, um, secretaries, call centers, or you get up into administrative things. These things pay predominantly well, whereas the men take to a lot of fast food, some into warehousing, that's able to get into warehousing or whatever. I'm just saying, the women get more opportunity, and it's by design. It's by design from childhood, right? So, for those of us, the men, the boys that don't get the proper guidance from home, they don't get the proper guidance from their communities, right? They lean towards the street culture, gangs, drugs, and gangs and drugs lead to county jail and prison. And once you come out of county jail and prison, now you got, a record. You got a record, like my homeboy say. You end up, you know, less able to get these jobs, to get the few jobs that are available to you. Now you less likely to get them because you got a felony, and it becomes hard to be a provider. It becomes hard to get housing, because you have to do application. You got to put your name, your social, and all that. Then they do a background check, or they want references. They want to know how many jobs you've had, who's your supervisor, who can vouch for you being able to secure and take care of this place. And a lot of us, especially from the inner cities, we don't learn to be sociable. We don't learn to build bridges. We build bridges in the street. We know how to get weed where we need to get weed from, know how to get dope where we need to get dope from. But these ain't the people you put on your application for housing, for a house, for an apartment. Your weed man ain't going on your application. Okay, but you don't think to build up a rapport with your supervisor on your job. You don't think to build a rapport with, the landlord before you even put in your application. You don't say, I wanna speak to the person who approves this application. Well, let me speak to them. Let me speak to your manager. Hey, my name is such and such. I do such and such. To get on a rapport, to get on a, first name basis with these people that decide what you can get and can't get. I was taught long ago when going out for a job. My auntie said, worry them. Worry them, baby. You know what worrying them means? Every time they look up, there you go. Hey, look, I put in the application. No. First of all, when you put in the application, who's the hiring manager? Hand the hiring manager your application personally. Hey, my name is such and such. Here you go. Boom. They said, well, I'm going to look over it. I'm going to get back to you. Next day, call them. Hey, I'm such and such. You met me the other day. Woo, woo. Boom. Next day, I'm just calling again. Next day, hey, have you had a chance to get down to it? And then you don't always have to call. Go pull up again. Pull up like you're going to put in the application. These types of things we don't learn, right? It's mean. We talk. Oh, ain't nobody. Ain't nobody messing with me, man. I got this felony, man. Don't nobody want to hire me. You always want to keep a brother down. And then you get into this truth, and it's the heathen. The heathen don't want to. The heathen don't. Man, listen, man. It's bigger than the heathen, man. It's about practical application. It's about, taking the scriptures and bringing it to life for you. The Bible says, wear out the doorstep of the saints, of the righteous. You know what that means? Keep going back and forth to learn something, to learn how they became righteous, to learn how to stay righteous. So that means persistency. Be persistent. You got to be persistent with these jobs, with these endeavors, whatever endeavors. I'm speaking on applications and on apartments and whatnot, but it's bigger than that. But anyway, I'm getting away from my testimony. Now, speaking on the background that I just told you about the wearing them out, right? I was always able to keep a job. Or I was always able to get one, right? I didn't have the discipline to keep one, but I had the persistency to get one, And because I could get one, man, I walk off a job in a second. What? You want me to do what? Man, I'm out. And be gone. And it got to a point to where, like these are things where it take men. I didn't have the men in my life to instill in me that discipline or that thought to be like, man, listen, man, you need goals. You need to stack. You need to save. You need to get to a certain point before you just move on, right? So then drugs come into play, right? The type of personality I got, the type of persistency I got, I could go get the money, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna trick it off. I'm gonna buy dumb shit. Or, it's just not gonna produce. The scripture said a backslide man is unstable in all his ways. So no matter what I did, I was gonna be unstable. The Most High didn't want me comfortable. He didn't want me to be a great drug dealer. He didn't want me to be comfortable on these people's jobs. Because if I'd have been comfortable on these people's jobs, I would have never sought him. If I'd have been a great drug dealer, I would have never sought him. So he makes you unstable because he wants better things for you. But anyway, back to the testimony. With all of my instability, right? What I became good at was women. As a lot of our men, we got certain characteristics, we got certain things that allow us to endure women, to get women, to now mind you, we got women that are having things in life, having more things than their counterparts. So where I didn't get the good job, I could have a woman that would. And it'll be things about me, just like it's things about all the brothers, that cause women to want to be with us. And they want more for us than what we want for ourselves. And a lot of times they think they could come in. The woman believes that she could come in and that she could be the glue or the key to fix us, to give us all that discipline, to give us all that wisdom we didn't get in childhood. She believes through her love and care that she could fix us. And it's never going to happen. A woman can't fix a broken man. She's a part. She could be a part of the fixing. She could be a key component. But she will never, ever be the absolute fixing. I can kind of take that back to a degree of it depends on what type of brokenness you suffer from. There are men that suffer from a brokenness that come from women. So it could take a certain type of woman to be able to get in there and fix it. But the brokenness I suffered from, it didn't come from women. It came from lack of a father, it came from lack of guidance and instruction that caused me to be unstable in all my ways. So over a lifetime, being the type of a brother that I am, dealt with a lot of different women, lived with a lot of different women, still going through the same scenario of getting jobs, not keeping them, not being studious with my money and my income. So it caused me to be good in one area. I could be a good boyfriend as far as, you know, listener, being romantic, being sexual. I could do that, as many of our brothers could do. Many of our brothers can be great boyfriends. They can be great cooks. They can be great cleaners. They can do all these things, right? But when it comes to being that provider, partly because of the system of white supremacy, right? And partly because of uh, the lack of discipline, right? The lack of discipline causes them to give in, to quit when they need to persevere, to spend when they need to save, you know, to yell when they need to whisper. And it is by this that we get into these relationships where it don't work, where the woman that wanted to fix us eventually demands results. The honeymoon phase, all that long nights of great sex and you know, mornings of of great breakfast, when all that when all that get tired and that rent still due, and you in between jobs and she getting up and going to her job every day, and you on PlayStation and Xbox, or you been on YouTube, or you trying to start your music career that ain't going nowhere and ain't producing no fruits, then she's gonna have issues. Then she's gonna start to express her displeasure. And when she begins to express her displeasure, the man in you, the masculine nature in you, is gonna get offended. It's not gonna realize the truth of the matter is that you are the man and you are supposed to be the the main provider, that you are supposed to be the protector and the one that gets when ain't no getting to be got. Right? You're gonna forget about all that and you're gonna get angry. Because when you get cut, you either get humble or you get mad. Whether you get cut with these scriptures or you get cut physically, whether or not you either gonna get humble or you're gonna get mad. It ain't no, you know, it ain't no two ways about it. So what you have is you have women wanting to help because that's in their nature. That's in their nature to be nurturers, to be mothers, to be feminine. It's in their nature. But they've been put in a masculine position to be independent. Because if a man not producing, you both gonna starve, or is you gonna go do what you can do? So the woman goes and do what she can do, and it's available for her to do what she can do. And she goes, she gets out, she pays bills, and she does what she can while hoping her man can do the same thing. Now, there's a whole other flip side to this. There are men that have no problems getting money. They sell dope or they work good jobs. But you know what their problem would be? Their problem would be whoremongering. Because they in such high demand, a man that can produce and a man that could bring something to the table, that they are desired. Like the scriptures say, 7 to 1, 7 women gonna come trying to get on him. And if he don't have a standing, he don't have a firm foundation, he's gonna listen. Man desire to plant seed. That thing meant to plant. Matter of fact, if you don't plant it, if you don't find a place to plant, it's gonna plant on you. That's how serious it is. And you know, it's different scenarios. You have the underachievers and you have the overachievers. The overachievers become cocky. They become cocky. They become, you know, unrepentant, uncompassionate. Uh, they develop all kind of things that's wicked. This system is created to produce the wickedness. Very rarely do you have an overachiever that's family oriented, that's righteous, that has a mindset of spiritual goals. They usually don't go together. It takes the power of the Ruach HaKodesh through the mercy of the Most High Yah to send it unto a man and a woman to cause them to walk in the upright path. So it's hard to express this thing, man. But you know, long story short, to all my brothers out here, man, and all my sisters, the message. There's a message from your brother, and you can take it as a fact. Your relationship is not going to work if the woman does more than the man. It's never gonna work. 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 If the woman's bringing in most of the income, me personally, I don't even think she ought to bring in half. Because this is the thing, brothers. If you short, when y'all get into an argument, when y'all fall out, she gonna tell you about it. She's going to throw it up in your face. You know, listen, if you think you finna talk to a black woman and you ain't doing what she know you ought to be doing, you think she gonna be quiet about it? It ain't gonna happen. So I've been there. I was that guy. Look, I was really that guy. Because I had that magic potion that could calm them waters. Calm them waters. You don't do this, you don't do that. Yeah. Let's go in here for a second, talk about it. And when we get done, she don't care about it. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like this. I had to become unhappy with that. I had to realize that's not the way I ought to be. You know what taught me that? The scriptures taught me that. The scriptures taught me I got to be self-sufficient. The scriptures taught me I got to be the head and not the tail. I got the rule. I got the reign. How am I going to be a king? And my woman doing all the bringing in all the money. I'm a 2-time drug felon. You want to talk about applications? Applications get real hard when you got drugs on your record. They get real hard. That's damn near, when that come up, they'd rather you slapped old folks than to sold drugs and be black. You black with a drug conviction? Oh, you done. You done out here. But all praise to the Most High Yah that was not my case. That's not my testimony that I had to stay that way. I didn't have to stay that way. It wasn't easy. I spent a year in a halfway house when I could have got out. I could have got out of that thing. Listen, before I went to prison, I had several women I could have went and lived with when I got out of prison. But I wanted to do it my own. I wanted to be self-sufficient. I wanted to be a man. And I refused to go and be up under, because that's what it is. You think you in a relationship. You think you in a marriage. You in bondage. You know why you in bondage? Because it be certain things you want to say and it be certain things you want to do, but you can't do them, you can't say them. You know why? Because it's her stuff. It's her apartment, it's her house. She on the lease, you ain't. She called the police, You got to go. That's not how a man ought to live. That ain't how a man ought to be. Now, some say, well, I can't get that apartment. Or it's highly unlikely for me to get that apartment to get that place. Well, then, my brother, you need to be the sole provider for her apartment, for that apartment that her name's on only, and for that house that her name's on only. You need to be the sole provider. When it comes time to pay rent, you need to pay it. When it comes time to pay light bill, you need to pay it. Not I got my half, you got your half. No, because you know why? When arguments happen, she gonna say, I got half too. You don't run nothing. I got half. Half, listen, half doesn't count. Half doesn't count. You think the Most High is coming halfway, or he coming all the way? Did Hamashiach say, when I get back here, I'm gonna come live with you? Or he said, I go to prepare a place so that you can be with me. We're supposed to be like Hamashiach to the wife. We're supposed to be like Hamashiach to the church, to our wives. He said, I go to prepare a place so that you can be there also. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying. So listen, man, if you in one of them type of scenarios, if you're in a marriage and you not the sole provider, if you 50-50, listen, I'm not saying the woman can't play her role. Let her go buy all the groceries or something. Let her be in charge of feeding the family. Let her be in charge of clothing the family. But when it comes to bills, the brunt of that weight got to be on the man, just so he can say he do it. If for no other reason than to say he do it, he need to be doing. She can make 10 times as much as him. She need to put that in the bank. Let all your money go to the bills. That's kind of how my relationship is working out right now. My money go to all the bills. My wife buy food. And if it's little side stuff we need, she buy it. But until then, all her money goes into a little account. And there have been times where I've had to, man, listen, man. I feel so strongly about this. I went and borrowed money from my brothers just to keep from asking my wife. And she have a pot. She got more than what I need. I have went and borrowed money from my brothers just to keep from asking her for money on the bills. Now, some would say that's too much, that's drastic. But you know what? My arguments go a lot smoother that way. My points don't get rebutted. It ain't no raising up at the chest and no, it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that. You know, and I like it that way. You should desire to have it that way as well. So, you know, go back to early in the video where I talked about the application process. If you're not, you got to be in, you got to use ingenuity. You got to use, you know, you got to try to put your hands in all the pots you can get it in, brother. If right now today you're not in a position to produce the all, then you need to get there. If you work one job, work two. If you work two jobs, work 2.5, work 3. You need to do whatever you got to do. That's gonna bring shalom to your house. That's gonna bring security to your wife, for one, because she gonna know her man can do it. When her man ain't do it, guess what she said? My man he ain't able. She gonna have to go and tell all these sad stories. That ain't how a woman's supposed to be. Can we say that about our Elohim? Can we say our quote unquote God, Elohim, our Abba, our Father ain't able to do? He can't do it right now. Hamashiach can't do it right now. Or can we say with a surety that they can do it? That's how our wives got to talk about us, man. If we supposed to be like our Abba, we supposed to be how Hamashiach is to the church, then that's what we got to be, brothers. It just ain't no getting around it, man. It hurt. I know it hurt. But like I said, I used to be that guy, man. I used to be that guy. I used to be that slouch on the couch playing Call of Duty and 2K all day. Because I didn't feel like going to put in no application while my girl went off to work. I was that guy. Not that guy no more. I work all day. My baby breastfeed. Listen, she got that breastfeeding down pat. You know what I'm talking about? He got it down. All praise to the Most High, man. It ain't nothing I did, man. It's what the Most High did. You know why? Because this wasn't me 4 years ago. 4 years ago? Slanging meat to eat. Slanging meat. I ain't need no job. Had meat. But that's effeminate. We think it's manhood because we can sleep with different women. We can do whatever. We can do this. We can do that. That's effeminate. You know why it's effeminate? Because your woman can come talk to you like a dog. Because your woman can come say, you ain't do this. You ain't do that. You ain't pay for this. You ain't pay for that. I had to do that. I had to do that. Man, listen, man. That's called a reproach. That's called a reproach. And it ought not be in Yasharal. It ought to not be in Yasharal. It ought to not be. You need to get on your knees. Face the east. Face wherever. You got to, whatever it is you got to do. This for the people in the truth and the people in the street. If you in the world, it really ain't gonna work. But it got a better chance of working in the world than it do in the truth. Because in the truth, the brothers believe in authority. You my woman, you know I'm the man. You need to live, right? In the world, it's blurred. It's blurred in the world. In the world, it's, you know, it is what it is. The woman could do whatever. The man be like, whatever, I'm finna go smash on Susie. But in a Hebraic marriage, brothers want to run stuff. They want to run stuff. Like my people used to say, they want to be the fat cat. Literally, you want to be the fat cat. You want to be the big lion, right? But to be the big lion, you gotta have big paws, man. You know. They say you got big feet, but you ain't no hog. A lot of these cats got big feet, but they ain't no lion, man. All this stuff is a part of the plight of a man. Working when you don't want to work. Finding a hustle. Listen, you see this? See that over there? That's a t-shirt press. That's a t-shirt press. And that's oils and whatnot. It's a whole bunch of oils for skincare. You know why? You know why I got that? You know why I got that? Because the job I got now, when they say, hey, you don't got your vaccination, you can't work no more. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start making t-shirts and I'm gonna start doing oils. This is future preparation. You know why? Because I gotta be a man. Because I gotta be Elohim. We got a little carver thing over there. Start carving necklaces. Start doing whatever it's gonna take to get some money. And if it all fails, we got that blickety blam. You know what I'm talking about? We got that blickety blam. Somebody gonna come up off of something. We got storage. We got dry goods. We got water. Things are put up for the future. Or if things should go wrong. We got knives. We got axes. Listen, we are prepared for shit hit the fan. 4 years ago, I wasn't prepared for nothing. I wasn't prepared for tomorrow. I'm prepared for 6 months down the road now. That's just that's the plight of a man. My baby like, you always were. The other day, she gave me so much hell about buying certain stuff. I'm like, man, listen, man. Shit hit the fan, you gonna be glad we buying this stuff. Sometimes you gotta be like, nah, shut up. I got this. Let me drive this car. That's in the office of a man. That's not being a tyrant. That's not being nothing. I'm saying is that I want something for my family. I want to prepare. A wise man sees destruction coming down the road. He prepares. Not sit here and think everything's sweet, everything good. So until you get this mind, right? This mind I got, this thing I got is utter arbor. Because he told us to be like him. He told us to desire righteousness and to be the head, and not tell he desires for us to be that. So to be anything less than is to be less than what he desires of you. And you can't have excuses. If anybody had an excuse, I had an excuse. That's why I gave you my testimony. If anybody had an excuse, I had an excuse. Never kept a job long term. Never had my own place. Never paid my own bills. All I knew about was the Kama Sutra. All I knew about. Only thing I was potent in. What I know about oils and t-shirts and vinyls and chopping wood, storing food and buying seeds and plants. I ain't know nothing about that 4 years ago. But you know why I learned it now? Because I got a family. Because I got to be a man. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. You know, excuses are, you know what they like because everybody got one. I can't stand no TD Jakes, but the man said something years ago. The man said, to have tomorrow the things that people won't have, you got to do the things today that people won't do. People ain't buying dry goods. So when they shut them stores down, they're going to starve. They children going to starve. People ain't buying guns. They ain't buying bullets. They ain't learning how to shoot. So you know what? When somebody come take their stuff, you know what they're going to do? They're going to give it up. I'm a ping artist. They know I ping something. Ask the brothers. They know I ping something. But you know why though? Most High keep my aim steady. I'm blind as a damn bat. If you listen, if you knew how blind I was, you'd be crazy. But I bet you I hit something down the road. The Most High keep my aim steady. That's what he do for a man. That's what he do. That's what he do when you desires. This is what the scripture is, man. People want to be doctrinal. People want to be have the longest fringes. Nigga, what's your storehouse like? Yeah, I like your fringes. What happened if the store shut down tomorrow? How long can you go? Somebody breaking your window tonight. What you gonna do about it? I know what I'm gonna have to do. Fuck around, have to do like John Wick, have to pay somebody 3 gold coins. Come pick them up. Anyway, man, listen. That ain't what I want to get on. I just want to tell my brothers, man, listen, man. You can do it, man. Don't be dismayed. Don't be of a belief that your past that corrupted your future. That's a lie. Your past and present mindset is corrupting your future. You know? Stop thinking like that. Stop believing a lie. Stop believing a lie. You can do anything. But from the first glance, from first look, you can't do nothing. You know why you can't go off a first glance and a first look? Because you can't see with worldly eyes. You got to see with spiritual eyes, with eyes of the Ruach. In the Ruach, all things are possible through him who strengthens me. This ain't no game for me. That's why I go hard in these scriptures. You want to know why I'm so passionate, why I'm so zealous? Because I came from being the type of brother I'm telling you about, being the type of brother I am now. I see it. 3 years ago, I got out of prison to nothing. No ID, no birth certificate, no nothing. Now, my wife is a stay-at-home mom, breastfeeding. We had our child in the other room. All praises to the Most High, Yah. Hallelujah. What do you mean? It can't be done. It wasn't easy. It wasn't sweet. I slept in my car to pay these bills. I sleep out of town. I'm home. I'm home 2 and 3 days a week to pay these bills. My wife said, she crazy. I be having to think about it, man, and consider and straight my ways. My baby said, it's like I'm single. We hardly ever see you. You know why? Because that's the plight of a man. I'm in a town. It's factories here in town. But you know what these factories gonna do? These factories gonna tell me I gotta work on Shabbat. These factories gonna tell me I gotta work on my Abba's feast days. These factories gonna try to make me compromise. So I gotta take a harder road. I gotta take less money and work harder. It's the plight of a man. Now I'm trying to do little stuff to eventually I can get out from under this. But until then, listen, man, my Abba's grace is sufficient. It's a pandemic. People out of work. Some people homeless. Some people under a bridge. We eating steaks and lambs. Me and my baby, we on a fast. We on a steak and lamb fast. No chicken, no beef. Steak and lamb is the only meat we eat for a week. You know how high fish is? You know how high lamb is? Dumb high. Somehow we able to do it. Somehow all our needs still being met. You know why? Because we desire a righteous thing. Anyway, man, I just want to tell my brothers, man, it's possible, man. This video ain't to talk down, it's to encourage. And to all you single brothers out there that's not self-sufficient, get self-sufficient before you get you a wife, man. Tame your flesh, man. I was celibate for 3 years before I got my real. Was it 3? 2016. Well, I spent 14 months in prison. That's part of the 3. But on the streets, I was celibate for 2 years before I got my real. And I had an opportunity. I had exes that was calling, exes that was, trying to get that old thing back. But it was over with, man. When a man sets his heart to serve the Most High, man, you got to prepare for temptation, man. You got to prepare and you got to endure. You got to endure. This thing ain't easy. It ain't easy, but it's pleasant. It's pleasant. We can see the fruits. I'm living in the fruits right now, man. It ain't I ain't got the biggest house. I ain't got the newest car. But from what I came from, this is a mansion. from what I came from, for what I should be, as far as white supremacy is concerned, for what I should be, man, listen, man. Many mansions, streets of gold. You know, all praise to the Most High, y'all, man. Let him be uplifted. It's by him. It's by him and what he said. He said, try him and see if he won't open up the storehouses of heaven and pour out a barak, a blessing you ain't got room enough to receive. My baby said the other day, man, we got too many clothes. I got out of prison with donated clothes. Got so many now, we need to think about donating some. She came from Pittsburgh with a duffel bag. She left, she had a whole house and had her own stuff, but she was so ready and so trusting in me or whatever that she left all that and came here immediately. The plan was to go back, but she left people in charge that allow her stuff to come up missing and be stolen and thrown away and all that. So, but anyway, it's all right. She ain't need none of that. I came into this thing with nothing. She came into it with nothing. Now we got enough to throw away that we need to get rid of. So, you know, all praise to the Most High, y'all, man. You know, well, there is a desert, there will be a garden. It's the reverse of what the heathen do. The heathen find a garden and leave it a desert with burning embers. The Most High find a desert and leave it a garden. Hallelujah. We just got to stand firm, man. We got to be zealous against more than sin. Zealous against more than the wickedness of the heathen. We got to be zealous towards what the Most High desires of us and what he wants of us for our offices as men and as sons and as everything. And go for it. Roar like a lion. Ain't no holding back. Ain't no I can't. Not if you desire a righteous thing. Ain't no turning down a righteous man with a righteous desire. What do you mean? Not are you happy with wickedness. You're happy with complacency. Now, if you're in these situations, man, it ain't gonna happen overnight. But start today. Let sun go down, go to putting in applications, resumes. Make your resume up. Do something. Pray to the Abba to make you like Hamashiach is to the assembly, like he is for the nation. And not be lesser than. To be the head and not the tail. Anyway, this thing that went long. 52 minutes, man. That's light work. 52 minutes ain't light work. Anyway, man, all praise to the Most High, man. Shabbat Shalom. 12 tribes, one nation. Hallelujah.